Hello, and welcome to Vistara Queen of Detail on our search for Bob. We are just named Janitor. We are Janitor, the Janitor. That's our parents set up our profession before we did anything. We are 60 years old, sanitation professional. First and foremost, do not let the cold temperatures deter you from performing your duties as admirably as we have come to expect from all company employees. Perhaps you will find unemployment more comfortable than this. The aftermath of the chilling events that transpired here must be cleaned and repaired as hastily as possible, as I nope, not even gonna try. Corporation inspectors will be arriving shortly to ensure the facility is as it should be. Regarding the specimens, cryogenics engineers have informed us that there is almost no chance of further incidents, so do not be alarmed. Okay. I don't believe you. That's probably where we came from, I'm guessing. And well, that's a great sign. Well, hopefully everything that did escape is dead. Hello, sir. We're just gonna run through the blood. You are a terrifying critter. Just like last time, I'm gonna kind of go in sections. We're gonna start at our beginning, push everything this way, and then go from the other far end and end over here-ish, because it's kind of separated in a few sections. Pop you open. Lots of bullet holes. Not bullet holes, but lots of bullet shells. Hello, creature. Well, that one's dead. We know that much. Where is our bin machine? Bin dispenser. Not touching anything yet. Did I pass by the bin machine? Am I stupid? That is a distinct possibility. No, it's way over here. Okay. I'm not seeing where the barrels are, but well, I haven't. But then again, there's a lot of nitrogen. Okay, so everything in that area is already correct aside from you. So then over here, you are more nitrogen. That the frick boxes? I wanted the broom. Okay, I don't want to break anything more over here. So let's go back to the start now that we know where everything is. I'm gonna attempt to bring in 2 buckets, and we're gonna see how this goes. Do you have I'm assuming you have some identification on you, sir. Nope, that's just painting. Where's your flash drive. Actually, random fact, in case anyone's curious, I'm recording this on my birthday. Ooh. What does that even say? Those are just a bunch of numbers. Okay. I have no idea what this is trying to say. Nothing good. That's what it comes down to. Nothing good. You know what? I haven't. Okay, here's your ID thing. Hands Vidley? Alrighty. Where's my scan out? Ooh. That's a bit of a problem. Where's my clock out machine? I didn't even look for that. Right here. Okay. So we're gonna go here. Wish to do more work. This is gonna be a bit challenging, because, how the Okay, no, that's the whole torso. Okay, I thought that was just his butt. I'm like, how the hell did your butt end up stuck to the ceiling? Definitely gonna be challenging because it's a bit darker, and I really do not. We're gonna do this efficiently. Boxes describe incident. There were definitely aliens. There was definitely guns, and I, I think that's it. I don't know. Chemicals? Chemicals, probably. Alright. We're gonna ignore all that till later. Go all the way down here. You were absolutely eviscerated. Absolutely dismembered. Absolutely decapitated. You definitely looks like you were dragged. Um, I don't know what ritualized would be considered. I don't know what that would be considered. Like, he or someone else wrote in his blood. So maybe? I'm gonna put other. I don't know what that would be. Uh, Pieces. I'm gonna deal with them using the utmost dignity. They will be incinerated, and they are extremely dead. Let me actually walk over more blood, and we're gonna go get a few bins. I'm actually gonna put one of you right there for any of the things that come out of that. I have a sunk stuck in my head, and it's a bit annoying. But it's fine. I'll survive. And You know what? Nah, I'll put it in the bin. I was debating of this big of a piece, it's probably best to just throw in the incinerator, but let's wash my mouth. It's more of this gore off the floors. Okay. Lots of guts. At least I don't have to count the guts. That would be a nightmare. I'm gonna leave the bullets because I have to count those. Since some of the extra credit comes from how many bullets there are on the level. I don't know if I recorded myself playing this level before. Actually, I don't know if I've cleaned this level before, now that I'm thinking of it. I may have. Okay, this one you are definitely too big to throw in the bin, so we're just gonna go shove you in the incinerator. I know you don't want to be burned, but dude, you are very gone. You know what? I don't think I have stolen a bullet casing. So we're gonna count you as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Missing one over here. Okay, on this half there's only 6 of them. So go notes. I don't think I spelled that right, but that's fine. So 6. I have not seen any holes yet. And then creatures. Okay. Yeah, this wash off my mop. Doink. Looks good. Okay. Now we can go towards the other side. This person was thrown, dragged, beaten to a pulp. Okay. I'm just throwing around more blood as I walk through everything. But I was kind of hoping for the little scan card. I keep changing what I call it, which doesn't help anything. Also, I'm putting this out here now. There is no way I'm getting every bit of blood from this. There's no way. I can assure you I will not be able to do that. Okay. Take your arm. This bin is really full, so I don't even know if you'll fit in here, but we're gonna shove you in anyway. Grab you and run off. Into the fire you go. So given the blood splatters, yeah, this piece of leg goes to this person. Tom Spleef. Speef? Tom Speef. Okay. You had a hell of a time. I don't know how I missed that. Okay. Tom Spleef. I keep saying that wrong. You are absolutely eviscerated. Are you decapitated, though? No, you were not decapitated. Um, you were definitely dragged. You were definitely thrown. You were beaten to all hell. You were very much not liked. Dragged. Thrown. I'm gonna put dismembered because the only thing still attached to you is your arm. Stricken, contorted, slain, stabbed. I'll also put other just to cover my bases. Ouch. That looks very, very painful. Utmost dignity incinerated, and you are extremely dead. I don't know what I'm supposed to put in those, but I did good last time. I need another bin and more buckets. Let's do buckets first, because the sooner I can get up to where the bucket machine is, the sooner I can start not spreading as much footsteps everywhere. My dogs are very, very agitated at something outside. I'm gonna leave this one here. I kind of have to do things in the order I am because if I move ahead while not paying attention, I will completely forget about it. So this isn't even me trying to be thorough. This is I will genuinely just forget later on. I'll tell myself a million times that it won't freaking happen. Blood. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Oh no, brain, why? Just in the middle of this. The Flintstones, it's the Flintstones. You can't tell I have ADHD, and brain has decided it's going all over the place, and just in the back of my mind, the Flintstones, it's the Flintstones. Da, 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 da. Okay, I got most of this hallway. don't know what I'm gonna count the guy whose head is in the ceiling, but we're gonna count this as good enough. We're gonna go get another bin. Bring it up here. You're mine now? Let's go. Sorry. Did not mean to disrespect the alien. There's a weird door back there. Let me... This. This doesn't look like glass so much as it looks like ice. Then again, ice and glass do look fairly similar. If you get clear enough ice, it does really look like glass. Yes, if I want it to stab me in the eye, that is the perfect position to stab me in the eye. I don't know what I was gonna say originally, but if you double click, it'll kind of right itself, and apparently the right side up is I'm going to stab you. Go, go in. Okay. This just looks like a pair of pants. There was a thing over here. I saw that. There's another door. Well, before we do anything else, we're gonna hack this. No. Not one. Not two. Not three. Not four. Not five. Not six. Or seven. Zero. Not zero. 08. Is that what those numbers were? Huh. Good thing this is easy to hack. 084. 0846. 08466. 846. There we go. Okay, we're not going in there quite yet. We'll deal with that later. Excuse you, pants. Get in there. Thank you. That is not in there. That's gonna fall again. Okay, whatever. I'll accept the loss of the pants. Go in. I meant for you to go in as well. Okay. Ooh. No. Go by section. I did this before, I could do it again. I don't know why. I don't know why. I can't. Something's for shit right now. It's when I need to focus the most that I can focus the least. It's how it works. I guess I don't really need to focus on this. Not extremely important, but The yellow is a little bit hard to tell if. What? Okay, something made it look like there was a footstep there. It wasn't, but that. Dude, the level's already gonna screw with me enough. Brain, stop screwing with yourself, please. There's gonna be so many nooks and crannies that I'm gonna miss because I am a dingus. I, I'm gonna go with exploded. I'm gonna assume that man was exploded. Or woman. That scientist. Probably evil bad person. What? Why are games like this so enjoyable? And I'm not even confident if enjoyable is the right word. Relax. It's weird to say that about like cleaning up a bunch of blood and gore and literal bodies. Like there's no way I would be able to stomach something like this. Pretty sure most people wouldn't. That's why stuff like this would be specialty job. Because average person is not gonna have the stomach for everything spilled. It's not gonna hurt my mop to double check that. Okay. Do not spill, please and thank you. But it's really weird because I don't particularly like cleaning normally. Like cleaning the house. I do enjoy doing dishes. I do enjoy doing dishes because I could just kind of get lost in it and whatever. But when it comes to like actual cleaning, like sweeping and all that, I don't really like it. But in games, for some reason, it's the same freaking thing. This is literally just mopping and sweeping. That's all it freaking is. And I don't know why I enjoy it. I forgot another bucket. We can just continue on a little bit. Your shoe, your ass. Get your ass in there. Sure, that's not the way you would ever want to hear. Not the circumstances you would ever want to hear that phrase. You, hello. You were definitely bashed against the wall. You may have also been exploded. Adam Burnley? I'm gonna assume that's Burnley. I don't know. Okay. You were eviscerated. I don't think you were decapitated yet. No, your head is still in your suit. You were cut in half, and your arms are. Oh, at least one of your arms is not attached. The other one is. Okay. Eviscerated and halved. Probably thrown. I'm gonna put blown up just in case. Because it kind of looks like that. You were most definitely thrown by something. You were halved. And I'm gonna put other just in case. Um, bang. Utmost dignity. Incinerated. And you are also very dead. Why are you wiggling? Okay. You. Oh. Well, you weren't blown up before, but you definitely did just now. Tori Mono? Or Oma? Or Oma? Or Oma? I have no idea. Tori is a nice name, though. I like that. You were eviscerated. You were dismembered. Is your head attached? No, your head is detached. You were absolutely decapitated. Um, there's not blood above you, so I don't think you were thrown, but you may have been dragged. I did clean up a lot of the smear. I'm gonna go with impact. What's the difference between like crushed, impact, and thrown? Crushed would be down, I'm guessing. Not necessarily. You could be crushed up against the wall. Impact and thrown. What would be the difference there? Hmm. I have no idea. We're gonna put uh, other just in case. Lots of pieces. And I will not apologize if I misspell stuff. You are extremely dead. Okay. Where is... So, Jack Spieth. Oh! You're probably related to that first person. You definitely look like you were blown up. Yeah, Tom Spieth and Jack Spieth. You look like you were blown up. You are absolutely eviscerated. You were not decapitated, but you have definitely been dismembered very badly. We're gonna put ouch for you as well. You're gonna be dealt with the utmost dignity. You're gonna be incinerated. You are also dead. Yike. You have. Ew! Ew! They're dangly. They managed to put a dangly. Ew. I don't know why that part's the gross part for me. I don't know. This is really weird. Damn it. Okay, I'm starting to get to the point where there's a little bit of a path that I could go and avoid getting blood everywhere. Oh no! Just gonna give me a bucket. That is not a bucket. I don't need a leg, I need a hand. I should say that it's gonna give me a hand. No, it just gave me the other leg. So helpful. Thank you. Let's put you here. Everyone's body just kind of wants to explode, and I'm not here for it. That actually made me jump. There's no reason for it. Like, it's all gushy and whatnot. It's not like it's actual explosion or something, but I don't know. This one I don't feel too eerie about. It's the really dark ones and the ones that have like skittering. I don't think in our search for Bob we have to play through it, but there's a like prison level that it gave. First of all, it gave me the biggest freaking headache having to deal with it. Like I had to redo it like 5 times and I still didn't get like a 90%. Um, let's move. Let's start moving your pieces. And then I will go through with the sniffer and see if maybe I can let it. It's a sniffer and a light. We can go in. There we go. You're a bit too big, so we're just gonna walk you over. I will play through it at some point, but the prison level, the biggest reason why it was annoying is because I kept getting lost in the freaking caves. That has no context on this. This one doesn't have caves, but that one also, I hated those freaking caves because if you actually listen, the sound in this game can really fuck with your head. Especially since I'm not playing multiplayer, so I don't have like chatter and whatnot. It's all just me and my imagination. And my imagination is pretty fucking weird. And it can go a lot of different places. Go in the bucket. There we go. I'll save that room for last. We need a new bin. I don't know why I jumped over that blood splatter. It's not like it's gonna matter too much. I might take. What the frick? I might take that alien body just so it's not in the walkway and so I don't have to keep walking over it every time I come down here. We'll see. We're getting there anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Get your ass in the bin. All of your little giblets. Um, oh, someone texted me. Un momento, por favor. I say that like I'm fluent in Spanish. I had to set up a doctor's appointment. I might have anxiety. Well, I probably have some sort of anxiety, but kind of been having weird issues that may or may not be panic attacks. And because I don't, you could explain to me the step-by-step process of how a certain thing works, does not mean I'll be able to equate it to myself. So it might be panic attacks. It could be any number of things. It doesn't help that the body is really complicated. I didn't go to like med school or anything like that, but I did take like elderly care, or I can't remember what it's called, but literally the health class focusing on care and how to monitor and deal with elderly patients and stuff like that. I am very glad that that was my health class for senior year because the second one was like she goes through the step by step processes of how to deal with putting a catheter and stuff like that. And no, thank you. Oh, my computer needs charged. I keep saying that. Come here, charger, stop fighting with me. Thank you. There we are, plugged in and happy. The benefit to having the charger right next to you. Then again, a lot of people do that, as is. But it was actually really bizarre because there there was a lot of crazy things that were happening. So how it worked is every Friday was basically a free class of all she wanted us to do was look at like current medical events. So what has happened recently, what's going on, not even necessarily in the news, just like what's going on in general, medically and in like medicine. So we would research anything that was happening at that point in time. And this was, I graduated in, actually, no, it wasn't senior year. It was junior year, because this was back when I was at the other high school. So for the first 3 years of high school, I went to one high school, and then for my senior year, I went to a different one because we moved halfway through junior year. I think I always mix up junior and sophomore for some freaking reason, and I have no idea why. I just do. But some days it would be essentially the most interesting one the whole class would look into. And some days it would be looking up like recent medicines and like research going into like drugs and shit like that. Uh, your arm just got severed, sir. I am sorry. And other days was us looking up crazy stories just because there was a lot of bizarre things happening. So I graduated in 2020. So this was 2019. 2018, 2019, roughly. And one of the craziest was this guy who it was like a nurse in a care home type facility, and he slept with one of his patients who was in a coma. And you shouldn't judge people by their appearance, but The photo of the guy literally made him look like a crack addict. I I don't really apologize. This guy was awful. He like that's horrible to do something like that, but he legit looked like the most stereotypic crack addict. And our teacher she was an actual like nurse trying to officially go back to schooling and become a nurse practitioner as she was working as a teacher. But yeah, even she's like, I would not have hired that man. He literally looks like a freaking crack addict. Actually, my school was weird as hell. We did of course, like stereotypic don't do drugs and all that stuff. We watched a video that literally showed you the step by step process of how to make like crack. Okay, you were definitely eviscerated. You were beheaded. You may have been shot. I don't know if that equates to you. I am definitely taking this gun now that I'm right here. Because why the hell would I not? This is mine. But yeah, I learned in high school the step by step processes of how to make crack. First of all, don't do that. Don't do that. And also, if you're trying to do anti-drug stuff, do not say that about 50% of your students are going to end up in the drug field. In not drug field, but in like that type of industry while showing off exactly how to do it correctly, how to make it big, and all of that. That's not, don't do that. That is direct encouragement because it went from, the video was like step by step process of this is what goes into it. This is how you would make it. And then it goes into this is the exact steps of this is how they start out, this is how they become big. And it literally showed like a one of the top dogs who he was so disconnected from how it started that he didn't even need to like look or touch the money that was being sent out and being dealt with. It was it was crazy. I was doing stuff. So you were definitely eviscerated. You were definitely decapitated. You were definitely dismembered. Um, that person was dragged. You didn't really look like you were dragged. I don't quite. I don't quite know. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, go messy. Utmost dignity. Incinerated. I got completely sidetracked, which is no surprise. Like my brain is everywhere today. The ADD is very freaking strong today for absolutely no reason. Um, but the body is so complicated because well, the body's complicated because it needs to be complicated. But even larger things, a lot of stuff has the same symptoms because that's just how your immune system works. For your immune system to do what it is, a lot of things are going to have fever, a lot of things are going to have coughing, sniffling, stuff like that, because almost anything bad in your body is going to trigger your immune system, and a lot of that goes there. Of course, if it affects anything um, in those areas, but even then, just the body's so weird. It's so freaking crazy. Yeah, you were definitely dragged. You were dismembered. All the things happened to you too. But, eviscerated, decapitated, dismembered. You were dragged. Um, Utmost dignity. Incinerated. You are also extremely dead. I'm trying not to go on my weird zombie rant again because I've done that in like 4 videos. Well, 2 videos that I actually uploaded. And I don't want to have there be like 8 videos of my weird zombie rant. But the body's so freaking complicated, so even small things. First of all, small things could equal very, very big things because they just don't show drastically. And it can also vary drastically from person to person and all that. You were most definitely dragged. Your head is intact, so you were not decapitated. You might not have been dragged. I think it was like sliced and then thrown, maybe. So let's go thrown, sliced. I think that's about it. I did get. Oh no, you do have guts, so I'm gonna put eviscerated. I think that's the requirements for that. We're gonna put ouch on you as well. Utmost dignity. Incinerated. And you are also dead. That is a lot of giblets. Then again, your intestines are really it's a lot bunched up into a very small area, surprisingly. Actually, weird weird train of thought that I have had several times before. Are we considered giants? Like the average creature on our planet, if you were to go by average size, humans would probably be considered giants because most common creatures are like bugs and stuff like that. So, to the majority of creatures, like, we would be the giants in our own world. It's very weird thought. Or maybe I'm just weird. Honestly, it's probably both. I'm just rambling to ramble, and I apologize. Well, not really. You decided to watch this chaos, so honestly, it's on you. I have actually it's kind of fitting that I'm making the well, not really fitting, but got back into what was it like 5 years ago? Not even. It had to be only like no, because it would be before mom died. And that's going on 3 years now. So, yeah, maybe about 5 years. So, my niece and nephew wanted to watch scary stuff. Come here, bucket. Thank you. And this all stemmed from the fact that they are moving the Annabelle doll around and it was on the news of what they're planning to do with the Annabelle doll. And that, of course, led to them asking who the hell is Annabelle and all of that. And this turned into a spiral of me watching with my niece and nephew, Sam and Kobe, and then going on to watch YouTubers that I used to watch, such as Mo Sargi. And this has now spiraled into me watching Twin Paranormal, and then I was literally just watching it like 5 minutes ago. It's not 5 minutes ago, but like I was watching it before I started recording. uh, Man plus River, that was one of them. So it spiraled into that led to me going on a bit of a nostalgia binge. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just watch this. And for some reason, my brain went from scary stuff to magnet fishing, which I actually kind of want to do. I don't know about full on magnet fishing, but I would just like a strong magnet to like run along the ground or something. Just because she tried some weird ass shit. And I don't even want to find crazy stuff, just weird pieces of metal. Just because I think stuff like that is cool. But I am also a bit of a nerd and a weirdo. Take that as you will. But that turned into. It's not paradise. Why am I thinking paradise? It's, Fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna look this up because I'm gonna get mad at myself that I'm gonna forget that I'm already forgotten this. One moment. Go to Adventures with Purpose. I don't know why I was thinking Paradise something. Um, Also, I found a few new YouTubers that seemed interesting, which is kind of rare because most of the time when I find new YouTubers, it's mostly for gaming. It's very rare that I find non-gaming YouTubers that I like. Like over past 6 or so years, I think outside of gaming, there's like 4 YouTubers that I have watched, and out of those 5 years, only like two of them have been newer ones. Like, there's Mr. Ballin, but I've been watching him for at least 5 years. Most Archie, there was, oh my gosh. There is, I have been trying to find it. There was this really, really cool series of Vistara Cleanup Detail. Well, not necessarily cool, but it was very funny. And I cannot for the life of me find it. And it sucks so much. I was even like subscribed to the guy and I can't even find it in my subscribers. And it doesn't help that YouTube does sometimes it subscribes you to people you weren't subscribed to, and other times it just seems to vanish. And I don't know why. It's agitating. Well, I know why it's agitating, but I don't know why it does it. Slave for this has been like going pretty quickly. Or maybe I've just been talking a lot. The last one I did not talk nearly as much. I don't know why. The brain is weird. one that I wanted to keep for those. Is a weird essence. I don't know where the super gun is. Given it's not here by the looks of it, it's definitely down there or in there. I'm gonna assume it's in there. Which is fine, because that's gonna be the last place I'm gonna do anything with. That's not what I wanted. Hello. Why do you have to keep exploding? That's not appreciated. Give me your ass, creature. Get in there. It's yep. I haven't seen any regular bullets, only the zappy lightning things. Which that kind of doesn't make sense in my mind, but also I'm not the creators. It probably makes sense to someone's view. Because why would you have bullets for what is essentially a lightning gun? Moment? Alrighty. I don't know what my dogs are barking at. I don't know why they're out here barking. No, don't you dare. The back door's open. They'll hear you better out there anyway. Pandora. Go. Go up back. Go. Yeah. That does not mean go bark at the front door. If you're gonna go bark at the door, go bark at the back door. The back door is literally open just so you could go bark at everyone. It's not the only reason, but it's definitely one of the reasons. Okay. I'm hoping I'm recording. Dog. Oh. She barks at the door and then she looks at me like, looky, looky, what are you doing? You're doing told you to not do right there. Ugh. My dogs are dorks. I love them, but good grief. They are they're agitating some days. I missed a giblet. Okay. Okay. I don't really want to touch those bullets without a bin. So I'm gonna get a bin and we'll do the billet I put you on. Stay there. Okay. And once again, randomly the Flintstones. Why the Flintstones theme song? Why that? Of all of the weird songs that can pop into my head, why just suddenly, as I'm cleaning guts off the floor, the Flintstones, it's the Flintstones. And now that's getting on to the Jetsons. The only reason I even have those songs stuck in my head is because um, the Flintstones were my mom's favorite, well, one of her favorite shows or cartoons. I actually, somewhere we have a DVD set of Pebbles and Bam Bam show. I need to find it. I would like to watch that again. It was really fun. Oddly enough, I liked the Pebbles and Bam Bam show more than I liked the original Flintstones. There is this one thing that's been like stuck in my head for years and years. And I think it's just because I used to watch it all the freaking time. But it was a like Halloween themed series. I cannot remember what the series is, but in between each episode, they had this little Halloween game going on between several of the like Hanna-Barbera kids. I pronounce that weirdly. I will not apologize. But a bunch of the like kid characters. So there was like Pebbles, Bam Bam, not Judy, Elroy from the Jetsons, and someone else. But th- there was just a bunch of the kids, and they were going around this board game like trick or treating, and it was giving you the rundown of the do's and don'ts of Halloween trick or treating. Uh-oh, Pebbles is in trouble. She went into a party when you're not supposed to go into the houses when you're trick or treating. Don't go into a stranger's house and stuff like that. And there's like three different of those segments from that are just stuck in my head. What the fuck? Okay. And of course, the more I talk about it, the more the songs are going to be blaring in my head for literally no reason. Got completely sidetracked. I didn't explain what chaos I got into today. Then again, I didn't explain a lot of the chaos. It was literally just like half thought through nonsense. But that's fine. Sometimes that's what you need. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I'm not seeing any more bullet casings. So 6 plus 12 is gonna be 18. There we go. Let me look at the time real quick. It's like an hour and a half. We're good. I'll make it longer. This is my show. I can do what I want. No one can tell me nothing. Well, they could tell me a lot of stuff. Don't mean I'm gonna listen. That's probably a bit more accurate. Anyway, the weird stuff that's been going on, it's happened like 5 times. And the way it was described of what was going on seems to be a panic attack, and my older sister thinks it's panic attacks. But the first time this weird occurrence happened, I was like 16. And it's always happened when I was like half asleep or completely asleep, which is even weirder. Of like what was going on. And it makes it worse because if something is wrong and your body's telling you something is wrong, you're going to panic. And it's difficult when you're already something's wrong kind of panic not to make it worse by panicking more. The once again, body's complicated. Body can get angry very easily. And because of that, we're gonna throw you here. And I'm just gonna take you. And we're gonna probably get blood everywhere, but that's okay. In in the inventory. There we go. Where did that gut? Where did you come from? But it's literally like half asleep or completely asleep and everything's fine, and then suddenly I wake up to my heart racing. And I don't know what's going on. I wake up and something's clearly wrong. I'm like, what the hell's going on? You are eviscerated, but you are also intact. I don't want to know how that occurred. Probably not very nicely. Anyway, waking up to that doesn't help anything. Because as you're panicking and freaking out because you're like, what the hell's going on? Uh, it just makes it worse. And then everything in my body is saying something is horribly wrong. And like fingers will start getting cold, toes will start getting cold, I'll feel dizzy, and it'll last maybe 10-ish minutes, and then it'll kind of settle. Of course, the first time this happened, uh, woke my parents up while panicking of I don't know what's going on, and I'm trying to calm myself down because me freaking out, no matter what is going on, me freaking out is not going to help. And so, first time rushed to the hospital and basically told, probably a panic attack. Like, you seem to be fine. Nothing is showing that you have heart issues or any other issues. You were eviscerated. And I am gonna put other. looks like it's spelled wrong. It probably is, but I don't care enough. Dead. But yeah, so all this is happening. I have no idea what the frick's going on, which just makes me panic more because like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I don't know what's going on. I everything is in my body is screaming at me that something's horribly wrong, and then it settles and it's fine. And like I said, this has happened about 5 times, and 2 of those times I've gone to the hospital like 3 in the morning because it it was just bad, and we had no idea what was going on. The first time, like I said, they're like it's panic attack, but you're okay, and that was it. The second time, which literally happened at the beginning of this month, uh, doctor was like, "We don't know for sure what it is. Seem fine. Whatever it is has passed. If it gets worse, come back." And then he's like, "Well, some people just deal with it. Some people wake up like that every day of their lives," which that's not reassuring. I know that's what he was trying to do. It's it's what it is sometimes, and that's yeah, that's probably is how it works because the body is complicated as hell. But I don't know. And so like 2 days ago, had it happen again. This time, luckily, I was able to calm myself down from whatever it is, and set up a doctor's appointment because what the frick is going on? Clearly, it's not nothing. And even if it is just like panic attack, knowing that will probably help me calm down from it a bit quicker because having some information versus I just have this weird fucking thing that's happening and I don't know what's going on makes it worse because in that moment, I'm struggling to calm myself down and believe myself, as I have to repeatedly tell myself if everything's okay, it's okay. Having the knowledge of what this is, of is it actually something or is it genuinely I'm okay and my body's just freaking out for no fucking reason. And then even in the worst case if it is something else, it is something serious. That is definitely something that should be checked out sooner rather than later. And then if it is a panic attack, some solutions of how to deal with that, and maybe resources to deal with that. The problem is, well, the biggest problem is I'm a broke ass bitch, for lack of better words. I live in America, no insurance, no moolah, and so gotta gotta figure it out. So it's been an interesting last month. Today's been an okay day. Like I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling pretty upbeat, mostly because it's been an all right day. I don't know, because I can. That's what.
Alrighty.
Meow meow. Huh?
Want some red?
Sure.
So, in approximately 1 hour, I'm going to get Brandy.
Okay.
Walmart got people. And gonna go to Walmart. If you want to go with us, you can pick out your own birthday stuff, or tell us what you want, and we'll get it. And I'll get cheesecake.
Yes.
and we'll get food.
Cheesecake is a requirement. I did send you that list. Did you get it?
I don't know. Maybe.
If not, I remember what I put on there.
Yours comes up weird now.
It all comes up weird.
Digital.
Yours, yeah, yours is under mom with the angel emoji. And I'm pretty sure that's how Brandy put it in her phone. Because you would not put mom as mom. Because that would be weird. Very, very weird.
Okay.
I said it.
Yeah, I got your list.
Okay.
And I was gonna just grab whatever at Walmart. I'm sure they have like a deli counter with chicken and tater salad, stuff like that. That's what my plan.
Oh, yeah. Or,
Cause Randy has to work at 5, so we only get like a.
I prefer burritos. Because it depends on the type of Walmart. Because one of the Walmarts has the deli area that also has like the big long burritos and stuff.
Ooh, let's go there. Yeah.
I don't know if it's both of them though.
Okay. So in about an hour, we'll be cruising Walmart. Oh, we'll be
That
cruising.
person was definitely eviscerated. Are you in one piece? I wasn't fully paying attention. No, you are. Your legs are having a problem. You were definitely smacked. You would that be? Cause like bash out, smash him, and would that be? Would that be the other thing? Impact versus thrown. Yeah, that would make sense. Of impact of smash out, bam. That okay, got it, got it. You are eviscerated, and that was about it. Smashed, and you are very dead. But yeah, so today's been a day. I think I'm just upbeat because I've been doing stuff. I actually cooked dinner the other day. It wasn't anything spectacular. It kind of turned out crappy, but and then uh, probably make something not tonight, but in a few days because we have a bunch of rice and make some. I really like mixing rice with like everything. My go-to is like soups, but even like not ravioli, but the frick is it called? Like spaghettios and stuff, or even mixing rice with ramen. I don't know why. I just really, really like it. Actually, cursed thing from when I was a kid. Keep in mind, I was probably like this. I'm pretty sure was before my younger sibling was born, so before 8 years old. Of I came up with what I thought was the most brilliant idea, and I asked my dad to make me ramen noodles for breakfast. But I didn't want water. I wanted him to make ramen noodles and put milk in it. At the time, I thought it was the most brilliant idea, and I thought it was the most delicious thing ever. What he would do is he would make the noodles, froth the water, pour milk in it, put the packet in, mix it all together. I thought it was the most genius thing ever. Utterly brilliant. And I probably ate it like that for like a month at least. But I. Mm, now looking back on it, it feels nasty to think of. Like, why did I do that? I don't think that's as bad as my sister's, my other big sister. So, actually, to kind of explain, not hierarchy, but whatever other not whatever the right word is, that's what I mean. Um, not hierarchy, but order of siblings, for lack of better words, than mildly better than hierarchy. Of eldest is Kathy. Goes down to Mary. They're about a year and a half apart. Then there's an 8-ish year gap between Mary and me. And then there's about another 8-ish year gap, so a 16-year gap between Mary and youngest sibling. So, yeah. But Mary is interesting. They have they have the mindset that ranch is good with everything. And years ago, they had that mindset so strongly that they put ranch with Cocoa Puffs and then proceeded to throw it up. Somehow she still stands by that ranch is good with almost everything. Chocolate is one of the few exceptions. It doesn't help that at the time she had this massive bowl she had made in art class. Like it could fit two full heads in it. Type of massive. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, deal with that later, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay. So, plus 33. 3 and round it up to 21. So 51, right? Because 8. Yes. 51. Creatures so far 2. Holes, I haven't really encountered holes. Do the laser things count as holes? I'm gonna go yes. Look at you, buddy. Okay. This is mine now. As part of my collect everything. Let's grab you. Bring you over here. We're gonna go put this up here. Nitrogen, we know where this goes. I still don't know where the crates go. So this isn't crates. Okay, we're gonna go peek in here. Do you have area for crates in here? Burn. System operation malfunction. Yeah, I don't think things coming to murder is a minor malfunction. I'm guessing it has to be in this back room then. Let's go all the way back and grab the furthest barrel and bring it all the way down there. Because we're going to need to bring all of these. Put you here real quick. If it's over here, I'm more likely to see it. If it's back in the corner, I'm more likely to forget it exists. And we don't want that. Okay. I am actually going to call this here. So we have the rest of this hallway. We have all the first aid kits, all the buckets, and then we have that last room. This is probably a little over halfway done. So we're doing all right. With that said and done, thank you for joining me. Hope you have a lovely day. And farewell. Hope you have a lovely 28th.